Hey guys, welcome back to our channel.
Welcome back.
I'm Phil with the lovely Samantha. We're Bars and Barbells together, and we've been doing a whole variety of different reaction videos. If this is your first time on the channel, because we're doing Meatloaf, welcome. And we're doing Meatloaf because I've never heard them before.
Nope.
Now you have heard them before.
I have, yes.
Now, have you heard this song? Do you know if you've heard this song? What's the scoop?
Yes, I have heard this song.
Okay.
Battle to Hell, the album, that was like the first album, I believe, that was really popular for them, was like a staple going through the cottage as a child. My brother was obsessed. So
Okay, got it.
we heard most of the songs on that album.
All right, so I am completely unfamiliar with Meatloaf.
To be fair, though, that was a very long time ago. I was probably about 13, so, you know.
Okay.
It's
And
been a while.
Have you seen the video?
No.
Okay.
So the video's first time for me.
All right. So for me, I am totally unaware of what Meatloaf is about, other than what I've looked into now, and that they are a rock band, or he's a singer.
Yes.
And he does a rock as a format of his music.
Yeah,
right?
and he's also known for theatrical, dramatic performances.
Which I think we're looking to probably see here. But apparently he has been really successful, and that one of his albums was on the top selling list for like 9 years straight or something like that. Maybe it was the one that you were just talking about.
Yeah, I think the Bad Out of Hell was a trilogy. I think there was 3 Bad Out of Hell albums,
Okay.
and they just kind of built on each other.
Right. Okay. So it sounds like there's a ton of Meatloaf that I have no idea about.
Large catalog.
But I think this is a duet, right? In this one, it's him and somebody else.
Yes.
Right. So I pictured Meatloaf as like a band.
Yeah, no, it's like a person.
But apparently it's a person. So. Like I said, I apparently have lived under a rock my life and not heard a lot of stuff. We were actually talking about last night of like how many hip hop artists I listened to, and back in the day, I was like the person that was like looking for all the new hip hop music to play for all my friends. I was like your neighborhood DJ at the time, but because I was so immersed into hip hop, I wasn't as well versed in other areas.
Yeah.
And I was also doing recording engineering, which means I was more on the production and the digital side of things. So, I have now opened up and cultured myself, and it's time to do more of that today with Meatloaf. Interesting name, but let's see if the name is going to be a meaty rock performance.
I'm so excited for this video.
And you ready to go then?
Yeah.
All right, let's check it out.
It never felt so good, it never felt so right. And we're blowing like the metal on the edge of a knife. Blowing like the metal on the edge of a knife. Come on, hold on tight. Well, come on, hold on tight. Though it's cold and lonely in the deep dark night, I can see paradise by the dashboard light. Ain't no doubt about it, we were doubly blessed, 'cause we were barely 17 and we were barely dressed. Ain't no doubt about it, baby, got to go and shout it. Ain't no doubt about it, we were doubly blessed, 'cause we were barely 17 and we were barely dressed. Baby, don't you hear my heart? You gotta drown it out the radio. I've been waiting so long for you to come along and have some fun. Well, I gotta let you know, no, you're never gonna regret it. So open up your eyes, I got a big surprise. It'll feel alright. Well, I wanna make you motor run. And now our bodies are whole so close and tight. It never felt so good, it never felt so right. And we're we're glowing like the metal on the edge of a knife. Glowing like the metal on the edge of a knife. Come on, hold on tight. Oh, come on, hold on tight. Oh, it's cold and lonely in the deep dark night. I can see paradise by the dashboard light. Oh, it's cold and lonely in the deep dark night. Paradise by the dashboard light. You got to do what you can.
Thoughts so far?
Me? Well, I need to hear about you because you're apparently traveling back in time.
I
and just
am
loving
right now. We just have a 3-hour drive to the cottage, and this will be on repeat thanks to Alex. So
Well, apparently you enjoyed it yourself because you're clearly enjoying it now.
it's fun. I've honestly forgot like how like upbeat and like fun it is. I mean, there's a lot of different parts to this song. It's almost like 3 or 4 different songs in one, I find.
Okay.
But I forgot like how jammy and fun it is. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, so far it sounds like, a high school love affair
Yeah.
that they're talking about, high school crush, all that. And, I was really surprised by the vocal. I guess, like, when he first came out, I wasn't expecting him to sing in that way. And I guess because we talked about it was rocky, like,
Yeah.
it's, he's got a great vocal and he's got a great range and, he's obviously a great singer. I guess I expected maybe it was going to be like a raspy kind of vocal or
Yeah.
something like that, like the name Meatloaf, and then it's supposed to be rocky. I had this visual in my head, and then it's
Yeah.
like, what is this? And the duet is fantastic. She's great singer as well. Like you said, very, very much up-tempo, high energy, lots of fun.
It's like they play well off of each other.
Yeah, and nice use of the keys in there. It sounds like there's a whole lot of instrumentation going on. So great composition in general. So it's been cool. It's been I'm excited to see where we're gonna go with this story because I feel like if it's gonna be 8 minutes, and that's like you were saying, it's a couple parts, right? So maybe we're gonna get into some other aspects of the story. I don't know, but interested to see.
It's also wild that you can like not hear a song. Like I literally have not heard this for at least 15
all the
years.
lyrics.
Yeah, I can remember like all of it.
I was like, are you sure that you don't know this song better than you're leading on? Or
It's
what?
funny because like you when you talk about it initially, I'm like, yeah, I think I remember most of it, and then once it starts, I was like, oh yeah.
I think she likes this song. Just my opinion, but.
And the Mother Nature did the rest. Ain't no doubt about it, we were doubly blessed. 'Cause we were barely 17 and we were barely. We're gonna go all the way tonight, we're gonna go all the way tonight. We're gonna go all the way tonight, we're gonna go all the way tonight. We're gonna go all the way tonight, we're gonna go all the way tonight. We're gonna go all the way tonight, we're gonna go all the way tonight.
Okay, here we go. We got a real pressure cooker going here. 2 down, nobody on, no score, bottom of the ninth. There's the windup, and there it is, a line shot up the middle. Look at him go. This boy can really fly. He's rounding first and really turning it on now. He's not letting up at all. He's going to drive to second. The ball is bobbled out center, and here comes the throw, and what a throw. He's going to slide in head first. Here he comes. He's out. No, wait, safe at second base. This kid really makes things happen out there. Batter steps up to the plate. Here's the pitch, and he's going, and what a jump he's got. He's trying for third. Here's the throw. It's in the dirt. Safe at third. Holy cow, stolen base. Taking a pretty big lead out there, almost daring him to try and pick him off. Pitcher glances over, winds up, and it's bunted down the third base line. The suicide squeeze is on. Here he comes. Squeeze play is going to be close. Here's the throw. Here's the play at the plate. Holy cow, I think he's going to make it.
Stop right there. I gotta know right now. Before we go any further, do you love me? Will you love me forever? Do you need me? Will you never leave me? Will you make me so happy for the rest of my life? Will you take me away? Will you make me your wife? Do you love me? Will you love me forever? Do you need me? Will you never leave me? Will you make me so happy for the rest of my life? Will you take me away? Will you make me your wife? I gotta know right now. Before we go any further, do you love me? Will you love me forever? Let me sleep on it. Baby, let me sleep on it. Well, let me sleep on it. I'll give you an answer in the morning. Well, let me sleep on it. Baby, baby, let me sleep on it. Well, let me sleep on it. I'll give you an answer in the morning. Well, let me sleep on it. Baby, baby, let me sleep on it. Well, let me sleep on it. I'll give you an answer in the morning.
I gotta know right now, do you love me? Will you love me forever? Do you need me? Will you never leave me? Will you make me so happy for the rest of my life? Will you take me away? Will you make me your wife? I gotta know right now, before we go any further. Do you love me? Will you love me forever? What's it gonna be, boy? Come on.
Well, this has been an unexpected turn. That's the usage of the baseball
I know. Bases.
commentary.
Yeah,
the
getting the first,
bases.
second, and third base.
Yeah, that was very creative, very well done. Very much enjoyed that.
I love it.
And the way they put that into the composition is that part of the song?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not just part of this video.
Yeah, I don't know. It's part of the song.
So that's really cool, and the great chemistry between the two, even on this visual. But she's killing it too.
So good.
Her vocal is outstanding. The passion, the emotion that she's bringing in this kind of like story, and it's funny because like I'm having issues really, honing in on the song as much because I'm listening. Like I am on the song, but it's in the way I'm listening to the story of it,
Yeah.
and like what they're what they're
process
talking
everything.
about,
Yeah.
and where we're going with the story.
Yeah.
Rather than in a lot of the other videos that we've done, I get really immersed in the song or like how I feel.
Yeah.
With this
And
one,
that's
I'm
the
like,
issue.
okay, what's happening next with this story? And
What's the drama?
but alongside of the story, they, like I said, I just periodically I'm getting blown away by their vocals the cool composition of the instruments, but I'm not totally focused on my energy with that. But it's crazy how much is going on in that composition of like where we started from when we first paused it to where we've gone now. And like they when they're going through the story, like using the keys to make it more dramatic or something like that. So
it's crazy. I think too, like, because I know the song, right? I obviously never appreciated it when I was a kid. Like you're not going to when you're that young, right? But I think now because I do know the story and the song, right? I actually am picking up a lot more on some of that other stuff, like the instrumentation and the keys and like the different range in their vocals and like their chemistry and their dynamic. And now I can like actually appreciate that because I'm like, wow, I never like ever really considered any of that when I was like a preteen, right?
Yeah, and I like the transitions from when they did the first part of where they were with the story, and then they went into the transition of the baseball thing to tell the next part of the story, and then they transitioned to her vocal where like, she was like stop or something like that. And so I assume we might get one more or two more or whatever, but did you know when I paused it like that we were about to go into that next part?
What, would you pause it the first time?
Yeah, because it was like a perfect pause.
Because like I had said like, well, we're about to go for a change. You got a couple rounds here, but yeah, like I also just love how the story progresses, like you said, right? Like how it went from they're at Paradise by the Dash Relay, like he thinks he's gonna be hooking up with this girl, and then all of a sudden it was like, okay, I'm getting first base, second base, third base, and then stop, and then now it's this push pull of like, are you gonna marry me? And he's like, oh, let me think about it. I don't really know.
They're playing off each other really well in the duo, right? In the duet, right? So, anyways, let's see where we go with the final piece or story or whatever.
I can wait all night. What's it gonna be, boy? Yes or no? What's it gonna be, boy? Yes or no?
Let me sleep on it. Baby, baby, let me sleep on it. Well, let me sleep on it. I'll give it one ounce in the morning.
I gotta know right now.
Let me sleep on it.
Will you love me forever?
Baby, let me sleep on it.
Will you never leave me?
Let me sleep on it. I'll give it one ounce in the morning. I'll take you in the morning.
Right now, before we go any further, do you love me? Will you love me forever?
Let me sleep on it.
Will you love me forever?
Let me sleep on it.
Will you
What a great composition.
So good.
So
I love
creative
this.
and so well put together. It's not just a song. It's, I think I was reading that like he uses the theatrical performance aspect, and so it's not just a song.
Totally.
Yeah, but even like beyond the visuals and then performing together and the playing off each other with their the emotions that they're showing you. You can even like the creativity and the way everything is put together of this story. It's very in depth. There's so many parts to it. Kind of finishing off with I guess they came back to the present moment of they hate each other basically. But it also like so it's got this theatrical component. It's got great music to it, but then it's got some comedic value as well.
Yeah.
Like I laughed like a million times through that. I was smiling all the way through because the story is funny.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
but
like relatable too, right? Like when you're thinking about like these like teenagers are all
Yeah.
like happily ever after.
yeah,
And then-
exactly. And so there's like I said, the creativity is like on 100 on this one. So really impressed by Meatloaf. I don't know if this is the way he composes things regularly. I mean, you said you are familiar with them. Is this kind of like what a lot of their songs end up being like?
Yeah, there's a lot of creativity. I don't think they're all as long as this, from what I remember. Like I said, I haven't listened to it in like
Yeah, I
a
mean,
very
maybe
long
there's other
time,
songs
but-
that you might recognize, be like, oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Well, you guys can let us know in those comments.
Yeah, what
and
one should we do next?
and
Because I love that.
yeah, so I was really blown away by that. That was really, really cool. Great experience. I've heard a lot about Meatloaf, and now I understand what the hype was about
Yeah.
because that was epic. So
So fun for me to go back and relive that.
apparently, I'm gonna be rewatching this one for sure, just for your reaction. So if you enjoyed the reaction of both of us, you can hit that like button and leave us a comment. Like I said, let us know about Meatloaf. Let us know what you like, maybe anything that we missed or where we should go from here. And if you haven't subscribed, it's your first time on the channel, you know what to do now. Hit that subscribe button. So we're gonna see you tomorrow. That's it from us today. We'll be back then.
Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.